This is your daily market recap for Monday, December 19th, 2022. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. Max at XP Realty, aka the Trade Agent. This is your daily market recap for Monday, December 19th, 2022. Hopefully you're doing well. Let's get into it. First of all, let's start off with what to anticipate for the rest of the week. Put out a video this morning. Pretty simple. Very, very simple. Said watch. Here it is. Approximate. No. Oh, here it is. The SPY one. Watch the price action between 379 380. That was going to be my last ads if there was any ads going to be added. Adding. No. In the sense of where I was in the market, where I was comfortable with letting my positions and the timing that I have with things get to. Put out that alert. Not surprised it got down there. Not surprised it went a little lower. What took it down there? If I had to guesstimate, probably had to do a lot with the budget talks. I mean, there were some talks of Russia droning Ukraine, whatever. That story is not new, unless there's something going to pick up in that regard. I don't think there's anything to really think about there other than normal skirmishing. The BS, that is the BS for that. And as I said, think about what this week entails. Now, a lot of people say, well, the Santa Claus rally doesn't start until December 23rd, usually. Not to my knowledge. Now, it says that in the Stock Traders Almanac, but I've always thought, now maybe that's the Santa Claus rally literally from the last 100 years on average starts from maybe December 23rd, but from what I've always thought is the week after OPEX, because after OPEX is typically the Christmas week, right? So that to me is, here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus. Like, that's the kind of thinking that I would think. So that's my guess. Everyone has an opinion on that, I guess, but that's always what I've noticed. So anyway, if you're thinking about tax loss selling, another question, has it probably peaked? Probably. Is anyone really going to be squaring up their accounts? The average person, institutions, over the holidays this week? No, they puked last week. And so here's where I think about the potential of moving up the Santa Claus rally from not necessarily December 3rd, 23rd to now is look at the price action in the market. You got the sell-off. You got the mini next level of selling that was needed. Remember, fear, greed, whatever. I mean, we were getting to points of, I wouldn't even say extreme greed, but now the market dropping 5 days in a row, vehemently, aggressively, whatever the correct adjective is. Is it an adjective? As you know, I was a math and science major. I hate language arts. I can speak, though. I just don't know grammar. I know Spanish grammar better than English grammar. It's funny, because I studied Spanish, English grammar growing up in North Carolina. As you might imagine, not that great. Anyway. It just seems likely that they're done. And so if you have now all is relating to the market, in my opinion, because again, the next Fed meeting, if you go look at the actual projections, it's only expecting another quarter. It's like 50-50 quarter, 50-point rate hike. It's more leaning towards a quarter, which is, again, might be looked at as bad, but the market might look at it as good. It's very similar to last year's action we talked about, where the market was like, oh, things are going to get worse, but there's a recession coming in 2022. Everybody knew it. They have to raise rates, yada, yada, yada. And then the market made new highs in January, in the January effect. So be thoughtful. If you are bearish, I am telling you right now, and my indicators for stupidity hit an 8 out of 10. Could it get worse, like in the market going down? Yeah. Dumb money doing dumb things? Yes. But how I generate that's just literally by me just looking at what's going on in the market. And when I see the large amounts of what I would call, I guess they're calling them furroos, I don't know, whatever. People who pretend to be traders, talking a ton, and then advising everyone to buy puts. And it's like, you're at the low. No, you don't buy puts here. Even if you were bearish, you don't buy puts here. And I see people buying them. I'm like, you're just, again, it's just like buying calls at the high. Wait for a pullback. On that note, again, I feel like I'm rambling, but just be careful. The market will probably likely rally into January, right? Look at the Stock Traders Almanac. Wednesday, Thursday, bullish. Today was bearish. Chanukah is today. We'll see. If you have any questions, again, please reach out. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get the alerts for this kind of stuff, because we're going to get deep into it. If you have any questions, always stick around till the end. You know how we do. We'll answer all the questions. We'll help people out. Again, follow on Twitter. Talk about what we're posting. I mean, that was one of the things I was posting earlier. Here comes the stock market crash. Should be fine, right? Laughing at it. The masses are buying puts 2 hours ago, right? You know, at like, I think that was around, yeah, last hour of the day. But we can talk about some of the areas, what we're up to, what we're watching. Please, if you're new to the channel, man, get some education. I'm just amazed that people ask some of the simplest questions where I'm like, please, you didn't watch a single video, or you didn't like Google the answer. Or try to like find it in the channel. I will try to answer, but my job is to help you. It's not to trade for you. It's not to teach you beyond like your own like education. Like, you want to be able to implement this. You do not want to be attached to my hip sucking on the teat for learning. It's more of like helping out. And then when we put out the trade alerts, take it for what it's worth. Again, because my style is different from everyone else's. Like, some people love and have to be right always. My goal is to be close and try to minimize losses when I'm wrong. Bitcoin, you're welcome. Just state. I don't know. People keep asking about, like, maybe when everyone stops asking about Bitcoin, it'll bottom. It's just been a laggard all year. And now it's like even flatlining more. He thought the movie Flatliners was interesting, about watching people trying to like die and come back to life. Well, Bitcoin's dead. I don't know when it's coming back to life. Right? Kevin Bacon, wake up. I feel like he was in that movie, right? Moving on. Oil. Talked about it. Hitting back actually this trend line, hoping for the mid-60s. Didn't get it. Rally back. Talked about it. Hitting this trend line, backing off, and then holding around 75, 74. So, at this point, I would just think, again, Feds are going to hate it if oil rallies. At this point, the market will like if oil stabilizes. I don't know about you guys, but leave a comment, please, if you are noticing this. Like, I've had to drive around over the weekend, Christmas shopping, doing crazy it as always is. Gas prices as not as low as they've ever been, but, you know, in a price point where I don't think people are caring too much. Karen. So at this price level, I mean, is it bullish for the market? Yes, we told the Feds to get in a pickle. You need to see oil prices start doing the what? The forbidden dance of going higher. All right. At this point, this doesn't do anything. But keep in mind, market dumps, oil could dump. But what did we notice last week? I think the federal government announced they're buying February oil futures. Remember, they got to come back. They got to refill. Nat gas. Somebody talked about buying calls today. I mean, I talked about it pretty consistently over the weekend. And if Sonny's listening, shout out to you, because you talked about this. The volatility and the fakeness of natural gas potential action during the choppy January, December, even into the spring. Well, it's happening again. Someone bought calls. It's like in UNG, and it's like, well, I think we warned you, and I wish you luck. But that's, I mean, out of the realm of things I would do on a pullback in natural gas today is buy calls. Not very high. But I hope it works out for our compadre, but I personally would not have touched that with a 10-foot pole. People are like, oh, you can't say that. That's mean. Well, no, that's just me being honest. Dollar, as we said, stability. Stability. Looks like it's holding the lows, but again, if the dollar collapses hard, the bonds rally, the market dumps, or does the dollar rally and the market dumps? You can't have it both ways. Maybe. Question mark. At this point, stability looks fine. Dollar's not doing anything that seems unusual. It does look accumulative, but it hasn't taken off yet. Bond market, same thing. Talked about chopping up at the highs, maybe pulling back. 20 100-day cross. Sipping on some coffee. I talked about potentially holding this low. Gap down today, which there's a lot of gaps in the TLT. I mean, you got to assume this is supportive for now, right? It's major moving averages. Is this a novice gap or a professional gap? But you've got support. I guess not really a ton. Need more information. Now, if you were shorted, now you're probably like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin, didn't he say that? Hell yeah. At this point, I mean, 105 is a big round number. I would, to be confirming bearish in bonds, I would like to see it get under 105 and really go. The VIX. Giggity. You're welcome. Just chopping. I told you. I mean, at some point, the alarm's down here. Do we get 1830? I don't know. I still think we get back into the 20 area. Remember, the VIX rollover is Wednesday. I'm telling you, there's just a lot of bullish factors coming, and it just could be a week. You could be the biggest uber bear out there, like potentially long-term, medium-term like I am, but I wouldn't be shorting now. I could be wrong, but my experience is like hiking, knowing the trails in this crazy terrain, and my instincts would say do not be shorting here. Spiders. Again, 379, 380. Oh, it goes to 378, Dan. You're an idiot. Oh, you're right. I'm an idiot. Someone said fill the gap. Ooh, I don't know about that. Well, I guess it's always possible. I'm out if it gets to that. Screw that. I'll be moving the F on. 380. I mean, look at this action. Like, you want to short today? You want to buy up here? You want to buy, you know what I mean? You want to short down here? I mean, look at this action. You're due to bounce. How strong, how aggressive? I don't know. But if seasonality takes effect, how aggressive can it be, Dan? Well, let's go to the videotape. Here you go. Dink. Now, do we make new highs like we did last year? Like new highs off the lows? Good guess. But there's going to be a couple days, and look what a day that was. The 20th. That was the 19th. Oh, sorry. This is the Monday after OPEX. Shawing. Turn around Tuesday. Can you smell it? Can you smell what the rock is cooking? I smell turnaround Tuesday. We'll see. I could be wrong. That is just a lot real fast. 410, 378. Where's the next short point? Well, people are like, get to the shorting stuff. Okay. Remember we talked about you broke out of this channel. That was the bottom. You popped. And you pulled right back. I would watch probably in the 400 plus range if we wanted to start the reshorts. Got it? Put your pants on. Put your shorts on. Whatever. Not now. Take your pants off. That's not weird. QQQ. Talked about it getting down to like the 270 range. Did it fill the gap? I mean, I don't know, close enough for government work. Which government? I don't know. That's a good question. Some governments are lazier than others. Let's call this one the Canadian government. Gap fill. A. Not there completely. Next, I mean, it makes sense. You're going to rally probably back to the 20-day at some point. Got it? Okay, cool. IWM. Thought it would be down a little worse today if the market was really going to cream out. 170s. Remember, this is a lag mode. We told you the market peaked. So if you had longs and you did not close those out last week, shame on you. If you had potential long-term money that you've been worried about the bear market swallowing when the VIX goes to 50 or 60, shame on you. Now what? Get all these people, oh, what do I do now? It's like, well, again, it's amazing to me. Usually at inflection points, I get a lot of novices and retail friends going, hey, you know a lot about the market. What do you think I should do with my retirement account? Should I sell it? Should I clear it out? All right, well, I don't know. You should have on the pop. Now, I mean, it's just kind of disgusting to get that question. It's like driving to Orlando and saying, I don't want to go to Disney World. What do I do now? I don't know. It's just silly. Still silly. Gold. Let's kind of wrap through this. I'm going to try to speed this up. Gold, dead money. We talked about like this being like a chop top pullback. Didn't get the pullback we were hoping for in mid-December. Seasonality, again, if you've studied the past, watching videos, we explained to you why. Does it always happen? But Dan, I'm waiting for. Okay, well, the evidence is now changed to the point where if it doesn't pull back now, could just chop. Could just chop and wait for the market to take a dump, drop, or it could hold up. At this point, do you want to buy gold? No, absolutely not. This was the easy money we talked about. Like, this day was like so silly, stupid. You're just like, I guess I gotta buy gold. Outside reversal and gapped and turn around. There it goes. Twink. Now, I don't know. Silver, same thing. But silver looks worse. Because remember what we talk about, like gold leading. Silver looks worse. Just keep that in mind. GDXJ, now the miners, they look worser. Leaving them alone. Leaving them alone. No interest in the miners. China's, miners. Look at these. Looking ugly. Gold and silver, close to the highs. Miners, nah. But they could bounce if the market bounces. Keep that in mind. Rising market, lift miners. This has been a red flag for what seems like months, and it literally has since October. As silver was making higher highs, good old First Majestic said, higher highs? Whatever. No. Slippage. Continuous, endless slippage. Is that bullish? Is that bullish? It doesn't look like it. So I hope people will understand what's going on here and they observe that we're trying to help you out. That doesn't look real good. So at this point, moving along. 100-day, you pray, sweet baby Jesus, in all of the cohorts of every religion, that this holds if you are a bull on AG. Personally, no interest in it. AM. Supreme Court temporary blanks Title 42 border policy. What is that? Hold on, that just popped out. Oh, Steel Dynamic to be added to the S&P 500. Congratulations, Steel D. Temporary blocks Biden from ending Trump era border policy. Okay, well, whatever. That's a whole nother thing. Just didn't know if it would be market related. This doesn't look good, but it doesn't look terrible either because it looks like it's stacking on itself. Watch what happens when it gets to 200-day. AEM, maybe another time. Newmont, you are a piece of junk. I hope you break. And again, actually, I don't care. I mean, actually, I have people short miners. I respect that. Lower highs, lower lows stacking. Interesting. Now people go, look at the above average volume. Yes, we know. It's OPEX. Say it every time. PAAS. Leave it alone, little doggy. Holding the 50-day. Doesn't look terrible. I mean, relative, I guess. 3-day range. You know, we talk about multi-day ranges. If you want, again, these trades are so hard. Can we just get to the easy stuff? Yes, moving on. AMD. Testing this old gapper, are we? Trying to fill. This is a gapper. I'd put that on your radar. I think this is a little oversold, a little too quick. I mean, could it just be like a 78? I mean, it could move 7-8 points in one direction, not down. Taiwan semi, gosh. Come on. I got my alarm. I got my orders all lined up, and it's like, no, we're not getting there. Any rally, I think that's a short. NVIDIA, someone shorted this early and then took their profits on the 20-day. I don't blame you. Today's action, I think they got another upgrade. Yeah, yes. I'd be probably watching back to what my original thought was 175. SMH, down 2 points. I mean, not huge today, but it took down. Did it get? No. Tight candle, longer wick, same equivalent wick. The buying was all at the end of the day. Let's see, what was it last week? The buying was at the end of the day. Yeah, we'll see. Too hard to know. Moving right along. Adobe comes back. Come on back here. Comes back higher low. I mean, this is why people don't understand why patience and layering in. You don't in time. You can get so choppy. Not easy. Apple. Not good. Apple. You're not good. But as much as everyone's watching this level, hopefully you've been watching the channel, you know the most important level is going to be the range lows at 130. It held support. Where does that line come from? High volume area right in here. Right here. Now, would I long Apple? No. Maybe actually if it holds. It's due to rally. I'm telling you, man. This stuff is due to rally, and if it doesn't, then that's the anomaly. Amazon, dogs. Dogs of the market. Just leave them alone. I talked about maybe filling the gap. Monday after OPEX, always a little tricky. It can be light volume. It's definitely a premium burning day as well because you have all the new contracts rolling over. And they're trying to light them on fire. Holding here, good guess as good as mine. I don't know. CRM. Green. Wow. Hey, congratulations. You're holding the channel low. Should. Guggenheim. Damn, down another $1.71. Did we fill this gap? Getting close. Gapper Tandy right there. Meta. I mean, even with TikTok ban, this thing dropped. Or talks of a bit. Maybe that's not going to happen. Maybe TikTok isn't going to get banned because half of Congress is bought off by China. Did I say that out loud? No. Okay, good. I didn't. No, Congress might not ban China. Ban TikTok. Watch these levels here. And that's why maybe Facebook and Meta started falling. I can't get up. Microsoft, look at, God dang it. Pour out some for my gains that should have been in my account that aren't there. We talked about that 200-day 0.618. Look at that. Now down to the 50-day. I probably would be looking to take profits and expecting a bounce. Like, again, even if I was bearish, I would be. I mean, if we were bearish and I had shorts, I'd be absolutely taking profits down here near term, taking positions off, especially options that I had are near dated. No way I'd be holding them longer. Again, all fully. Sorry, not holding them longer. Holding them fully. I'd say I had 10, 15 puts. I would take half off and just say, okay, we'll see what happens here. And then have my next ones queued up for the next time frame and the next strike, because I wouldn't obviously buy the same strikes. Tightening up. That's all I can say on NDAQ. MicroStrategy, again, if you like Bitcoin, you like sleepiness, you'll love MicroStrategy chopping. See what happens when it gets to 150s. Net flickers, hate how they got upgraded. Stupid Wells Fargo, you son of a... No, just kidding. They upgraded here. I was waiting for this pullback. Now we got the buddy pass. Now it feels more distributive, but here you go. 3-day range. 50-day. I'm willing to bet your left testicle that this holds down here. You said yours? Yeah, not mine. Not that confident. Yours. Roblox. Sorry, I make myself laugh. If you did this on your own every day, you'd find ways to... You gotta laugh about this stuff. Hopefully the comedy is rather rewarding slightly to some people who are listening. Roblox. All right, here's an interesting formation. If you've never seen this before. Gap down, long wick. Doji, long wick. Hammer, with a decent sized hammerhead, long wick. Now this morning I put out an alert. Watch what happens when it's down here. And then look where it rallied. I mean, even as the market would make lower lows, what did Roblox do? It held up. I will give my left nut that it holds here. And it might be only a couple point bounce, but it's feeling very bouncy. I'm hoping I don't have to hold that. No, I'm just kidding. No one has to hold anything like that accountable. It's all for fun. Next thing I know, I'll get an invoice and be like, hey, your left nut is due on delivery for December 31st. No, just kidding. Novice gap, tight action. Remember, we've talked about this a million times. Someone is going to buy out Roblox because this is like getting kids on gambling early, spending money. Mom, Dad, Roblox gift card. I want this. I want that. Yeah, they got it. If it changes, let me know. For my kids. Yeah, be happy you don't have nuts, Shannon, to bet on. I guess you could trade your ovaries. Maybe. I don't know. That's always the joke. What part of the body will you trade if you're wrong? This seems likely, right? Like you've got... Look, notice these candles down here, right? You've got the big boy buyers. We all agree that they're somewhere in this range. Will they defend it? Did they trade around their positions? Because now when you look back at the past, now this is why I love looking back at the past. This was distributive. Somebody who got the volume was taking some profits. Somebody was taking profits up here, right? Now it's back down. Man, almost 50%. Are they coming back? We'll see. Very simple setup. Give it yourself $1. If you're wrong, you holler. You ask for my left nut. That's all you got to do. Right? No, I'm just kidding. You just got to be thoughtful, right? Like that looks very bottoming-ish. And places where it should, where big buyers showed up. Tesla. You, my friend, are a dirty dog. We talked about like the 150 level being very significant. Look what happens. Gets down to 145. Zinc. What was the close? 149.87. Take out the 49, it says 187. If you thought about going long Tesla, today would make sense based on the action. Maybe you can come back tomorrow. Now, let me explain the trade. I probably might take this one. If you want, stock is the safest, right? Buy yourself, whatever, 100 shares, a couple hundred, divide it up by 4, 3. There's your layering. If you wanted to buy options, I would buy January's, and I would buy at least the 145s. Just in case it takes time to chop out, that if your premiums get chopped and you can't do anything about it, because you're not going to be that aggressively trading, you risk that capital. You go, okay, well, I'm willing to buy one option, see what happens for $5 or $6, and it gets down to $3. You're not going to go, and just lose your mind, but also be out of the money and know that it can't catch up. If you buy it in the money, well, as soon as this thing starts rising, you'll get that premium right back. If it doesn't, well, guess what? That's why I always tell people, like, no matter what you do, whatever you place an option bet, have in the back dark recesses of your mind, what happens if you are absolutely 100% dead wrong? It's called total loss. Okay? See what happens here. Moving right along. Let's get into some material names. Letter X guided up. Held up. Someone bought some today. I don't know if I would have bought today's pullback. I mean, unless you got it at like low 24s. Anywhere else, I guess... I just don't like this because it's in like a big consolidation pattern, and I like trading for points, and X just ain't going to give me points. Just not going to give me points. Could it give you some percentages? Yeah, I guess. If you, whatever. Maybe 10%. It looks okay. Not bashing on. I'm just like, again, cheap stocks and cheap small price, like again, trading for puntos. If you're buying 500 shares and something moves $1, like, does that get you excited? I'd rather, no. Sorry. Those are like stop loss amounts. Hopefully, again, you're looking for names that, like, again, if you bought 100 shares, 10 points. All right. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, let's go right along. Keep in mind, as you watch Nucor, we talked about they guided down. Steel D now getting added to the S&Ps 500s, the SPOOs. Watch what happens here. That to me looks like a better mover, right? Like if you bought an option, Nucor can move 10x on your options. Maybe not 10x, but say you buy the 125s for $7 or $8, and it jumps to 155, and you have 3 or 4 options. I mean, it's a huge move versus if you only bought 3 or 4 calls on letter X that moves $2 or $3. You see the difference here? I know you're risking more here with these calls, but when they move, stocks that move pay out, right? And now again, cheap stocks can move and pay out. People are like, you're an idiot. You know what you're talking about. I'm like, no, I'm talking from my experience, what I prefer. Now you might prefer different. You can argue all you want. Again, I like movers with options, especially puntos. Who here gets it? I know Lupus does. Again, now I don't mind buying cheap options, but usually, again, like a stock like X, 10% is like $2. 10% of this is $26. Do you see the difference? Does that make sense? And is it abundantly clear? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not everyone has the experience to understand it or have traded it, so I can't assume things. VALE talked about it. Here you go. Talked about it, getting above, chopping out. Again, these names, and they just don't get me excited until they pull back to points where I feel like they are oversold, smashed, and have the double capacity. They just don't feel that interesting. Same thing with Arrow. I mean, I'm happy for other people trading it. And if you're trading aggressively, cool. Hit the 50% fib today. Hopefully you had that drawn and you're a little bit nervous. Little bit nervous. So that's from the top, bottom up. Right? Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Copper acting well. As you guys know, right? Dr. Copper. I've heard that saying. If you watch Fast Money, you watch Jim Cramer, you watch CNBC bringing on, you name it. Dr. Copper. Like, copper names don't look that bad. Right? Okay, well, again, copper leads the economy. You need a lot of it. CCJ. I'm about to banish uranium names from my recap until further notice. I mean, is fusion, whatever coming? Good God, that would be like the worst. Imagine waiting your whole life, buying uranium names, and then uranium doesn't get used. It's like people who bought silver in 1990 and been holding on to it like, oh, I'm going to get paid one day. I'm going to do it. And they've done okay. I mean, they got up to 50, but man, at one point, but not what you think. Moving on. CF. Talked about buying this in the 93, 92 level last week because it was acting better. Well, here it comes right back down. Closes right at the range lows. Trappish? Question mark. Watch it. You got multi-day ranges, lows. I personally, think about it like this is like letter X, but on steroids. Like you can make points real quick. Puntos. This is a strong stock. This is not getting tax loss sold. This is a tax winner. Got it? See what happens down here. You've got, do I need to draw the box? Or is it obvious? Yeah, we got like a ton of support resistance in this area. Fusion milestone good, but still 50 years away from commercial. Maybe. Obviously. Yeah, I understand that, but the whole uranium trade in itself. I'm just amazed how what is it? Europe said that uranium, like nuclear power, wasn't green energy. It's like, you guys are freaking idiots. Freaking idiots. I hope it works out though, ultimately, because I will, if it works out, chase it. Essentially, be late on it. Just don't want to be early. It's like being in gold and silver way too early. You sit there and you just twiddle your thumbs while everyone else makes money. CCJ, not right. They got to they got to get that Westinghouse deal in the books and get everything going. Watch this area in CF. It's a wide and loose Basted. Mosaic down, back in the mid 40s, just chilling. Here you go. Trend lines, support zones. Got it. Looks okay. NTR down 81 cents, holding up better. Got up to 75. I saw that at one point. I was like, whoa, CF about to rip, and CF was up. What did it get to? 95? No, 96 plus. Doesn't look too terrible, right? They all look very similar, which a good sign. Remember, Livermore, watch all the leaders, how they act. If they act well together, it can be interesting. Okay, Aaron. Here you go. Did anyone buy AA? Man, 41.91. I guess my alarm didn't go off. Telling you, watch. You see that wick? Put this in your notes. If AA pulls back here, big boy, big dog, John Wick murdered the bears, and he's accumulating. Does he defend it now? Could it get a little lower? Oh, it got to 41.20. I don't know, 40.80. Yeah, just set the alarm. All right, whatever. XBI, it was up and down. Again, I don't know why people are talking about this. Lab U, someone was recommending this is dead money. Let it play out. Let it pick a next direction. Do you want to be in the middle of it? I don't. Think about it. It's like if, CF is down here. Think about it. That's strong and holding up, ready to rip maybe. This stuff in between swing points, it's not getting people excited. XLF, again, if the market's about to dump, why was XLF green? Down 9 cents today? That just doesn't seem right. 9 cents? I guess, kind of. Should be 19 cents. Why? Man, everything is funky today. I've had other people talking about TradingView and other quotes. It's like, did someone update the markets and mess up stuff? We'll see. That's not bearish to me. That looks pretty strong in the sense of tightening action, doji. Watch what happens next. JP Morgan was up 77 cents today, right? You would think this thing would be getting slaughtered. Higher highs, higher lows. Not bearish, right? Morgan Stanley is the dog. We're hoping the dog rallies. Closes at the moving averages. I mean, set the alarm. We're moving it. There it is. Oop, there it is. That's what we need to see. At this point, want to short the financials. I mean, you guys know I'm like itching. And again, as I make the joke, it's not jock itch. It's not athlete's foot. It's not eczema. It's not poison ivy. No, I just ready. This day I got more. Maybe some of y'all know I got Morgan Stanley up in 95s and like took it for 5 points. I was like, yeah, I'm smart. Fuck. Did I cuss out loud again? Damn it. Son of a. Stop it. All right, tan, solar. Inside day. You don't know. I don't know. Let's get through this. ENPH holding the 300 range. Another inside day, approximately. Sedgerton down 10 points. Back to the 20-day. Worth watching. First solar getting added. What is it? S&P 500, the Qs. I don't know. Whatever. Something. Maybe the Qs. It hit the 20-day again. I mean, if you shorted that, congrats. I just don't know if you'll get the follow-through if the market doesn't rally. I don't know if you'll get the follow-through on first solar down if the market rallies. Let's get the oil and open up the open discussion. I want to have some free discussion with you guys because I feel like people have questions, trying to help people out because not everyone's in the Discord room. Someone was whining about that. We'll talk about that story. That's hilarious. Oil, again, if the market's about to dump down, why is the oil holding up? Nat gas, UNG. If you buy calls on the UNG, be prepared for the deterioration of this fund. That's why I'm like, no. Remember, nat gas is like here, UNG is down here. Be careful. I don't trust it. And again, I'll give all the shout outs to Sonny because he was the one who said, I think nat gas sucks. And I was like, well, I think it might rally. I think we're both right. It did rally. It got right back to where we got, we got stopped out down here. It made a new high, and it still sucks. So, shout out to you, my friend. XOP. I mean, I can't even look at this name, that stuff, until I get back to the 129s. I mean, I hope it doesn't. I hope it does. I don't know. Better late than never to this party. Yeah, I don't want to be early on this stuff at all. ExxonMobil, again, up 47 cents. The market's about to break down, and ExxonMobil is just high and tight off the lows. It's things that aren't bearish, right? Like, as you're seeing, like, there's certain things you're like, we need more information. And that's where the market, as, was it, NH, Roth, who else is saying it? They would not be surprised by the gap up tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised either. And at EQT, PXD, EQT, filled the gap. Piece of PXD, please come on down. Come on down to 200. So we'll watch it. All right. If you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, please leave some feedback. I appreciate the subscribes, the follows. I mean, people who really take advantage of this stuff are learning. I know for a fact. And people who are acting like you're going to be able to figure out the market in 1 month, 1 year, man, sometimes even 1 decade, probably not. I mean, it's just an evolving game because the game changes. And as soon as you get comfortable and things get very predictable, what happens? Things change. Like, so that's the adaptability that at least I'm trying to explain to people because there's going to be times where this will be easy and there's going to be times where this will be hard. Well, last couple weeks definitely been not too hard, but not too easy either. So just try to survive. I'm telling you, like, don't blow out your capital trying to be right always with the right now because my mind, there's a bigger trade coming. Hence why I have a lot of cash and I keep firing some bullets here and there. I'm like, all right, I think we'll go higher, but near term. But I'm trying to make sure I'm aligned for the next big move. So I appreciate you guys. I'm going to stop recording and we'll just open up the chat. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.